Good evening. We welcome you to another episode of Stephen Korean Perspectives. I'm Stephen Alexander.
And I'm Corinne Harris. In today's episode, we have members from NAACP and Kappa Psi here to talk about their organization and ways you can get involved.
In today's topic, Corinne and I will discuss a sexual assault victim who speaks out against releasing her attacker after 30 years. We'll also discuss a tribute to the legendary Aretha Franklin.
So kick back and relax.
You're in for a great show. It's SKP time.
California officials are proposing to release the so-called bolder than most rapists after 3 decades. The plan has fierce opposition from the community and his victims. Abby Alford talked to one woman who says it feels like she's been victimized all over again.
Counting the says it's been 30 years since she has been able to voice her concerns about her attacker, dubbed the bolder than most rapists. He could be released and live in East County. Take a look at the clip.
Counting the days, Mary Taylor says it's been 30 years since she's been able to voice her concerns about her attacker, dubbed bolder than most rapists. Now he could be released and live in East County.
I feel like I've never been given a voice in this matter.
Taylor says that Alvin Ray Quarles sexually assaulted her and her roommate in their Mission Hills apartment in 1988.
I really kind of choose not to recall those details.
In 1989, the then Quarles pled guilty to attacking more than a dozen victims at knife point and sentenced to 50 years in prison.
Maybe if I hadn't been fooled with the 50-year sentence I was told 30 years ago, we wouldn't be sitting here.
In 2013, a high-profile women's rights attorney, Gloria Allred, joined Taylor and Quarles' victims and fought his release. Rather, he was considered a sexually violent predator and sent to a state hospital.
He is a self-admitted sexually violent predator.
5 years later, Taylor plans to fight during a hearing on Friday to keep the state from releasing him to live in Kappa Hot Springs.
Nothing I've read convinces me that he's ready to go. I'd like to be convinced.
2 other sexually violent predators live in Kappa Hot Springs, which is in County Supervisor Diane Jacobs' district. She's expressed outrage on Twitter.
I want the people of Kappa Hot Springs to come out.
Taylor says that she fears what will happen if he's released, and she won't be silenced.
If he ever reoffends, it'll be, I'll feel like a failure.
So Stephen, what are your thoughts about this topic?
I think it's a very, very touchy topic because so many people are going through issues like that. This happened to her 30 years ago. And to this day, it still bothers her. And to find out that her attacker is going to be released, it's a feeling inside that doesn't feel right because you feel like this attacker is out in the open now. He can attack someone else. And as a person who's been a victim of that, I understand where she comes from.
Okay, so you said a person who's been a victim of that. So you have been a victim
of, well, not of rape, but sexual assault.
Have you been a victim of sexual assault?
Touched inappropriately, I'll just put it that way. And it happens so often, and many people are afraid to really talk about it. That's the sad thing. It happens to us guys more than people even think it would happen to us, but we don't talk about it because we feel like we have to be macho about it, but it does happen.
Yeah.
And it's like, when it happens, it's like, how do I deal with this? What do I do? You don't know where to turn because situations like this, like I said, they happen so much. What are your thoughts on it?
This is actually kind of a hard topic to talk about because, I have actually been a victim of a situation like this. And 9 times out of 10, your attacker. And I actually knew my attacker. And it's almost like, how can you, do you go report it? Do you not report it like you're supposed to report it? But you don't want to relive that situation. And sometimes thinking about this story, my incident actually happened this year. It's like for you to know your attacker, it's almost like, okay, I'm gonna go report it, but I gotta go to court. I gotta face my attacker again. I gotta tell my story over and over and over again. But at the same time, you can help someone who's going through that process.
And it's like you said, it's hard to talk about it because it's like you don't know where to begin talking about it. You don't know, sometimes you feel like, okay, did this really just happen? Did this really happen to me? You don't feel like you're really living through it, but you are. And like you said, when you talk about it, it helps open the doors for, you know, opportunities for people to just listen to you, because somebody somewhere is going through it. You know, we all have a different story, but somebody somewhere is going through it. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, yeah, that is true. People are going through it around us, but it's almost like most people don't know what to say to you in this kind of situation, not unless they experience. And like for me, and it's almost like I can kind of help someone who went through it, but it's almost like, you know, am I saying the right thing? Like go and get help, but actually, how can they go get help? How can they express how they feel to a complete stranger? Or, you know, what if you see your attacker almost all the time? How can you face that?
Exactly. And the thing is, what I like nowadays is you can seek help. You know, back in my mom's generation, it was so taboo. It was like, who's to believe this? You know, they didn't know who to talk to. But now you have so many sources to talk to. And I hate the term taboo, because I feel like back in the day, I don't know why it wasn't a story that was believed back then as well, because this is nothing new. This has been happening. All of a sudden, it's just big now.
I think that's another problem too. People don't feel like someone will believe them, or what if they can't find enough evidence? I think that's what we run into a lot, because it's almost like, what else are you looking for? You do the rape kit, I have my clothes, what else are you looking for?
And the thing is too, there's like so many definitions of rape versus assault, you know, for that individual person. So what if you say your story and, you know, you're defensive and someone just shoots it down and like, well, that's not assault, that's not rape. So it's like, well, this is how I feel it is. You know what I'm saying? That happens too. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that does happen. And what I was going to add to that, you know how when you know your attacker, did you let him do it, or did you let her do it, or why didn't you stop? Why didn't you try to fight
It's something
back?
you can't control. You cannot control it. You didn't just stand there and be like, hey, please touch me, or please whatever. It's something you can't control. And I hate when people say that, because it's like, well, how am I supposed to know this was supposed to happen to me? You know? Was I supposed to write this down in my planner on this date at this time? You know what I'm saying?
Or did I see it like this morning I woke up, this is what's going to happen?
This is what's going to happen to me. You know? Because,
you know, for us, I had just went out with my family, had a good old time, and then boom, that happened. I'm like, my day was going so good. Whoever thought that you would come home and that would happen?
And my next question to you is like, how did you feel after it? You know what I'm saying? It's like, how did you take all that in? Because it's like, I'm just having fun today. I'm having a great day, and then all of a sudden, boom.
You know, I don't know actually how I felt after that. It was almost like, you know, you balled up and just don't know who to talk to, or should you call 911, because the person was long gone. I don't know where the person had went, so I can't be like, oh, well, they just went this place or that place. It's almost like you just don't know what to do in that situation. And sometimes you find yourself at a low moment in your life, or a low point, because it's almost like, wow, this just happened. How can I continue to move on with my life? Or if, you know, you see your attacker to this day, like, do they realize what they did? Because, you know, some people nonchalant about it. They feel like they didn't do anything wrong.
Some people don't care. That's the thing. They've been doing it to so many people for so long. They get numb to it because they feel like they are gaining the power over it. And I just want to let people know who are going through situations like this, that this is not the end. You need to say something about it. You know what I'm saying? I know it's hard and you don't know where to turn to talk about it, but you have to say something about it.
Or at least open up to someone, because you'll find yourself in a dark place. Because I know I opened up to it first about my mom. She was ready to come down here. I was like, I'm on my way. I was like, I don't know if I want you to come down here right now, but at least, you know, did talk about it. You can go get help if you can't find help, you know. Steve and I have been victims.
Yep.
You can reach out to us on social media, and we'll be more than happy to help you.
Well, we must wrap it up. We have to go to a commercial break. But when we return, we have special guests here with us. So stay tuned. You're watching SKP.
Every year, we lose 400 people to carbon monoxide poisoning. 170 of these incidents are from non-automotive consumer products.
Poisoning can help to be prevented by installing a CO device in your home, having your appliances serviced by a qualified technician, even having your mechanic regularly touch up on your exhaust systems. Never have your vehicle running in a garage that is connected to a home, or have the garage door closed.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Corinne Harris, alongside with my co-host, Stephen Alexander. Today we have NAACP President Tiara McIntosh here from NAACP to talk about how they are making a difference on our campus and how they motivate and create interest in civic activities. I'm sorry, President Lauren and Vice President Tiara.
Thank you guys for coming to the show today.
Thank you for having us. Thank you.
So for Lauren, I'm curious to know what exactly is NAACP program?
NAACP, for those that don't know, NAACP stands for the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. So long term, I know. NAACP stands for anything that has to do with political change, anything that you want to see changed on campus specifically, since we are a collegiate chapter. As president, I make sure that every student that joins has their voice heard. Every student that wants to see change on campus, anything they feel strongly about, we can do a forum about it, we can do fundraisers, we can do for causes that we care about. If we want to take it to another level where it could like reach the community or be on campus or even national, if it becomes like a national issue, we can take it to there. So that's basically what we do for the organization as a whole.
I see. And for Tiara, how'd you become a member?
So I became a member pretty much, you just go to a general board meeting, pay $15 dues, and turn in an application, and it's just that simple.
So people can just join like right away?
Well, yeah, you just have to go to any general board meeting, because we don't accept members in between, because that can kind of get hectic. So yeah, just turn in your $15 dues and just your application, it's just that simple.
Okay.
So Lauren, how often does NAACP meet?
We have meetings every 2 weeks. So basically the first week on a Tuesday, we'll meet around 5:30, depending on what's going on. And then that next Tuesday afterwards, then we'll go to a meeting that's usually for general board. So the EC meets pretty often just to make sure we have everything put together for our members. But for members, it's really important that you come to these meetings, because this is where we basically plan on our events, vote on things we want to do, make any changes. Anybody that wants to get involved, like she said, if you join, then you have to come to one of these. We'll take your money, and then, well, not take your money, but you can pay your dues. Let me rephrase that. We can take your dues, and then we'll go ahead and make you a member, put you in a committee, have you doing things. That way you feel like you're involved with the organization.
Are there any requirements for members?
Yes, actually. So we have meetings, we have, like I said, events, forums, fundraisers. So as community service comes about, you'll have to at least attend 2 of those per semester. We usually have about 1 every month. So if you do about half of those, then you're good. We have, like I said, 2 meetings a month. So if you can attend at least 1 of those, then you'll stay up to date. We have a group meet, so be pretty active in there. Make sure that you're actually like answering questions or making sure you're actively involved, saying you're gonna come to events and things like that. And then fundraisers come up seldomly, just as we feel like we need them, or if we want to like give to a charitable cause, we can put some of the proceeds towards that. Just make sure that you're involved with those. But yeah, those are usually the main requirements we have for our members.
If you can't make it to the meetings, can you still be a member? As long as you just participate in the outside.
And then you can just
activity?
let us know, like, hey, I can't come to meetings, but we'll make a accommodation for whoever can't come to what.
Right.
Okay.
So how does NAACP differentiate from other organizations?
I think NAACP is different from other organizations because not only do you have the right to voice your opinion, you also have the right to take action, and you don't see that common in different campuses. And then you, like you said, you can do community service, fundraisers, so we just like get people involved. I mean, you don't really have to, be in this and this and this. You don't have to be anything to join. So anybody who has a willingness to take action can join.
Okay. And for Lauren, I know NAACP is typically for African American students, right? But you guys are inclusive of everyone. So how does that work?
Right. I feel the term colored people at the end of it really scares people off. And what I try to not really preach, but make sure that other people understand is that we thrive on diversity. We like when people come in who are a part of different cultures, backgrounds, races, all of that. Because when we just have one collective sound and it's the same culture, the same sound, the same look, it becomes threatening to what we can do and what we can grow to be. So if we don't have any type of diversity, whether that be men, women, black, white, whatever it's going to be, we need that to be able to thrive and actually do things differently on campus, because that's where the change comes, is seeing what things from other perspectives we could actually do. So I try to encourage on the flyers, when we table, any events we have, anybody's welcome. Like she said, that's what helps us, is to make sure that we are inclusive with our community.
And when you have those events, do you see a lot of demographics of people come out to support?
They're nervous to come, I notice. Like I know if they're not what they see the majority of, they kind of shy up to us and be like, hey, so what do you guys do? And then we make sure we have a welcoming tone too, so that way we don't like have an attitude when we come off to them. So they know that we're nice people, you can join, you can have whatever your opinions are, even if they don't match the majority of who we are, you can still be a part of what we do, because we like that kind of things, that we can start a debate, have some conversation. That's where the change happens.
And I did notice on one of the flyers for one of the meetings, it had for all students, that y'all are trying to get the word out there that it's not just for African American students.
Right.
And my next question is, so we come and we voice our concerns, to whom do you guys tell it to, and how does it get helped, I guess?
So since we are a collegiate chapter, we're pretty much on campus. So you have collegiate, you have city, state, and then national. So if someone just wants to have like a conversation, we're gonna host a forum. And then if they wanted like something bigger, petition, we could do a petition, a march, we could do a call to action, but then we would need to talk to President White, because that's what we need to see who's going some change is going to happen from. And then if we want to collaborate with Clarksville chapters, we could do that. We could talk to city council, mayors, and then from there go to the state and then to nationals.
Okay. Well, it looks like we have to take a break anyway, so. Well, guys, thank you for coming to the show.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate you. You come back anytime. So for our viewers, we're about to take a break, but stay tuned with us. You're watching SKP.
I'm from Clarksville, Tennessee. Fort Knox, Kentucky. Jackson, Tennessee.
Hopkinsville, Kentucky.
Memphis, Tennessee.
Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Knoxville, Tennessee.
Little Rock, Arkansas.
St. Louis, Missouri.
Gaffney, South Carolina.
Seattle, Washington.
Jeremy, Haiti.
I'm from Três Pontas, Brazil.
Chicago, Illinois.
Hawaii.
Phoenix, Arizona. Brazelton, Georgia.
From Modesto, California. I want to be a neonatal nurse, an athletic trainer, an accountant.
Playing the NFL.
Interior designer. Physical therapist.
Law enforcement officer.
Ultrasound technician. Social worker.
Physician.
Politician.
Psychologist.
CPA.
Your social worker.
Nurse practitioner.
Physical therapist.
Restaurant owner.
A politician. Start my own business. Veterinary.
Elementary school teacher.
The NBA player.
Cardiovascular surgeon.
Anesthesiologist.
Businesswoman in Nashville.
Social worker in Miami, Florida.
Politician in Washington, D.C.
Colorado.
Orlando, Florida. Houston, Texas.
Chattanooga.
Memphis, Tennessee.
Seattle, Washington.
Nashville, Tennessee. San Diego, California.
Nashville, Tennessee.
New York City, New York.
San Diego, California.
Atlanta, Georgia. Nashville.
Los Angeles, California.
New York, New York.
Memphis, Tennessee.
Nashville, Tennessee.
Orlando, Florida. Los Angeles, California.
Baltimore, Maryland. Clarksville, Tennessee.
Carolina Beach, Carolina. Philadelphia.
St. Louis, Missouri.
Clarksville, Tennessee.
Every year, we lose 400 people to carbon monoxide poisoning. 170 of these incidents are from non-automotive consumer products.
Poisoning can help to be prevented by installing a CO device in your home, having your appliances serviced by a qualified technician, even having your mechanic regularly touch up on your exhaust systems. Never have your vehicle running in a garage that is connected to a home, or have the garage door closed.
Every year, we lose 400 people to carbon monoxide poisoning. 170 of these incidents are from non-automotive consumer products.
Poisoning can help to be prevented by installing a CO device in your home, having your appliances serviced by a qualified technician, even having your mechanic regularly touch up on your exhaust systems. Never have your vehicle running in a garage that is connected to a home, or have the garage door closed.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Stephen Alexander, alongside my co-host, Corinne Harris. We have Andrea Knox, who is the president of Alpha Kappa Psi, and Kenneth Edwards, who is a member of Alpha Kappa Psi, here to discuss the organization and how it could benefit you to join. How are you guys?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm good.
We're
I'm
doing
good.
Thank you guys for coming to the show today.
It's tongue-tied today.
It's in the air, maybe because it's cold outside. Thanks for having us. So, Andrea, what exactly is Alpha Kappa Psi?
Well, Alpha Kappa Psi is the oldest and the largest professional business fraternity here. So, basically, a summary would be, AK Psi, in college, we learn more on the aspect that we need for our major. So my major is criminal justice, so I learn more like policing and things like that. We don't necessarily learn how to get a job.
Mm-hmm.
So what AK Psi does, we teaches you how to build resumes, what questions you need to prepare for the interview, what questions do you need to ask for an interview, cover letter, resume, anything basically, on the professional side.
Okay, so for Kenneth, how has this organization benefited students?
It benefits students in a couple different ways. I would say it helps people build themselves professionally to teach them the proper business etiquette, I would say. And also you got so many different brothers that there's so many different ways you can network throughout the brotherhood. And then you meet different people that have different businesses and involved with different organizations on campus and things like that.
Right.
So when...
No, I was curious to know, like, so what kind of benefits is offered for students? Like writing workshops, like what kind of benefits for?
Well, we do a lot of resume building and things of that nature. Things to help people further themselves in the professional environment. So as far as once you get out of college, what do? We try to help people so that they can build stuff like that so they'll be okay once they get out.
Okay.
So what are you looking for in students who want to join Alpha Kappa Psi?
I like looking for potential in people that can become better professional leaders, not only at the school, but in the community and things like that. And also like people that have the drive to further their education in business etiquette, people that have a drive that want to learn more about how to be a professional.
Okay. And so for Andrea, so my question to you is the organization, like, how has it helped you out?
Me personally, I would say it's built my professionalism as far as interview skills and just being confident going into an interview, because a lot of times when you go into the interview, you're nervous, you don't know what to expect, you don't know how to properly prepare for it. So what AK Psi does is we drill that into you. Like, there's something that's installed on our pledge process, and when you come out, you're more like prepared for an actual interview. And also as far as like what it's done for me is build a long-term brotherhood. During the process, you get your pledge brothers, but once you become a brother, you also get a whole lump sum of brothers, and then you network with brothers from other chapters, other like areas and everything. So
is the organization only for people who are business majors, or can anyone like join?
Now, anyone can join. Like I previously stated earlier, I'm a criminal justice major and I'm the president, so that says a lot. So we're very open for diversity and accepting anyone.
What are some of the requirements for members to join the organization?
Well, for the requirements, we have a rush week each semester. We will highly suggest you all come to the rush week, find out is this something that you really want to do, because you might come to the information and be like, no, this is not for me, you know. So basically get a feel for what AK Psi actually is, do your outside research. Also, we do require a 2.45 GPA, and we can't go too much into the pledge process, but you know, just, I would say come out to rush week and get a feel for everything. So.
What do you think students can take away from being in Alpha Kappa Psi once they leave? Is there anything besides building a resume or networking that you think they can take away from the organization?
There's a lot that you can take away as far as like networking, what else? I like networking, building brotherhood. Like that's the most important thing, because when you build a brotherhood, it's not just who you, like your pledge brothers or anything like that. Like it's bigger than that. Like if I would never met some of my pledge brothers, like they're the closest people to me. So it's more like these are my real brothers. Like I call them if I'm sick. I was sick the other day. I needed some medicine. I was texting them, asking if I had some medicine or anything. So it's more than just, you know, organization.
So how has this organization impacted, for both of you, this is a question for both of you, the most? Like what's the most important thing it's done for you?
I would say for me, there's a couple different things that it did for me actually. It helped me to talk better, because I believe if I wasn't in Alpha Kappa Psi, there's no way y'all would get me on this show. But I believe it helped me to talk better. Eye contact has gotten better, things like that. But it helped me to reach out. There's so many different people in the brotherhood, so many different personalities, that it taught me how to deal with different people on different levels, which is one thing you'll definitely need going into the business world or any type of professional setting. So things like that kind of helped me.
Right. What about you?
I would say my biggest thing that I've taken away, since I'm in a leadership position, I tend to try to do everything myself. I want everything done my way, or you know,
because no way.
Yeah, but like I know once I do it, it's gonna get done when I want it and how I want it done. But I realized that I can't do everything by myself, and that's when I have to call on my brothers, because it's not just me, it's them as well. So I'll ask them for help. So that's something that I have learned during the process, like just, it's okay to ask for help.
Right. Well.
Look, both of us is just about to ask. It's just so many questions to ask. So you keep saying building brotherhood. What exactly does brotherhood mean to both of you all?
I would say,
make it brief, because we have 1 minute. We just found out.
Okay, I would say bringing people together for one common goal, like unity. Basically, it's bringing other people that probably wouldn't associate with each other outside of this brotherhood, brings them together, and I would say achieving one common goal, or shooting for one common goal.
Well, guys, thank you for coming to the show. You guys are welcome back anytime. For our viewers, thanks for watching us today. You can tune in to us with SKP Perspectives.
APSU-TV, SKP.
Yeah, we're just all over the place. You can find us wherever. Just Google us. We're legendaries. You can just Google us.
And also, if you would like more information on Alpha Kappa Psi or NAACP, please visit your Peay link.
Yep.
And as always, let's go Peay.